What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the What's going on, everybody? We're gonna get straight to it. We got
There's a lot of stuff going on today. We got to get to it.
We got 14 picks from Mega Championship Wrestling's back in my day in OCW Battle for the Crown. We're gonna hop right into that.
There's a lot of gold on the line this coming week.
A lot of gold. We're gonna talk. We got a special guest coming in later, so we're gonna get him on, and we're going to talk a lot with that person. So stay tuned for that. We're going to jump right into it. Like I said,
the brunt of our show will be coming with our guests. So we're going to, like I said, Dean said, we're going to do our picks, bring our guest in. We'll get right to it. You want to go Mega or do you want to go?
Shout out Mega. Tyreek Kalam for coming on last week ahead of his big match with Big Mo. Shout out to him for coming on. Appreciate you.
This is who.
If you haven't had a chance, go back and listen to it. It was a great interview. Let's get right into it, dude. You want to just start with Tyreek and Big Mo?
That's the match you want to go first? Okay, go ahead. I'll even let you have first pick.
I'm gonna go with Tyreek.
Oh man! All right, cool. We're gonna.
Unless you want to rock paper scissors for it.
Yeah, we're gonna fucking play rock paper scissors for it.
Oh wait, hold on.
Fuck. Yes, baby. So I get Tyreek. Yes. Dean gets Big Mo, which is also a great pick. You can't give Big Mo any kind of slack. It's not like he's a pushover in this match. This match is going to be match of the night probably. If it's me calling it, match of the night is going to be Tyreek and Big Mo or Bryson and Ashton. It could go really, really hard.
This could be a banger too, bro. We doing that match now?
No, we're gonna save that one for last. Come on, he's the champ now. Put some respect on his name.
Hey,
next matchup we have a match between somebody who has fought Ashton Day a couple times for the title, and the last time he fought, the match was interrupted by his opponent at Back in My Day. Casey Carrington going 1-on-1 with the Infinite Man TIM.
This is going to be a good match too, dude.
This card's stacked. Brandon Xavier has done it again. I mean, I expect nothing less at this point.
He just continues to outdo himself. Shout out to Brandon, man. Man.
I get first pick. You're damn right I do. And I think I know who you would pick. So I'm going to go ahead and just go the opposite. I'm going to take TIM.
Okay.
I'll give you Casey.
Okay, cool. That's who I was going with, Casey.
I know.
No disrespect to Tim.
I know. I love Casey too. Again, no disrespect to Casey. All right. Next matchup, we have a three-way dance between two ladies that we know a lot about and one lady that we know absolutely nothing about. Selena Rose making her way up from the Carolinas to go one-on-one with Zoe Sky and Megan Myers.
It's my pick.
Yes, isn't.
I'm going to go out here and say the newcomer is going to come in here and sneak out a W and make a name.
You're saying Selena Rose gets the dub. Okay. I'll give you that. I'm going to go ahead and go with my girl Zoe Sky.
That's a good one.
I think she needs a little comeback win, and then this could help her out tremendously, especially with somebody in the ring like Megan Myers.
I almost went with Megan Myers.
Again, this is a toss-up. We haven't seen Megan in a while. We haven't seen Zoe in a while, and we've never seen Selena. So this could go anyway.
I'm just sitting there thinking, like, she's coming up from the Carolinas. She's trying to make her name for herself out here. What better way to come out and show up and make a championship wrestling and defeat Megan Myers and Zoe Sky?
Agreed.
The way to make a name real quick.
All right. So the next match I got on my list here, which I think this could be, I'm trying to think of the word. This is my hot take. Like, this is, you wouldn't expect it to be, but this could be match of the night. The Rad Boys versus Cash Inc. for the tag team titles. Because the Rad Boys are good, but you got to watch Cash Inc. You already know. Especially with the new addition of Cash Inc. is Chris Onyx.
Yeah.
I've seen on Turmoil. He was beastly with Chris Dale or with Ronnie Deo. It was just, I don't know if he comes out, especially with Ken, and then it's Cash Inc.'s Gavin and Skylar, and you got Chris and Ken in the corner. I don't know if the Rad Boys stand a chance, so I'm going Cash Inc.
Go with Cash Inc. I'll go with the Red Boys.
I got all the faith in Ken as a manager.
I'll go with the Red Boys.
Okay, in the next match, we have a tag team match again. Raven Aura and Sebastian LaShawn from the Mega Church versus Lenny Sandemus and James Johnson. This is a tough one. I've never seen James Johnson. I don't know who this guy is. I'm not that familiar.
Yeah.
I know that Lemmy eats Skittles and kicks ass.
He does. I'm gonna go with Sebastian LaShawn.
Going with the Mega Church?
I'm gonna have to, especially
Well,
with their newest member.
Let's play rock, paper, scissors then, because we're going Mega Church.
With their newest member too. You don't know how they're gonna get involved.
Scissors 2 for 2, baby. Scissors are 2 for 2. I'll give you another chance, though. Here, I'll give you another chance right here. We got another tag team match. 2 more members of the Mega Church. Pastor CeeLo and Paxton Calloway.
Newest member.
The newest member of the Mega Church. In a tag team match versus the Party Posse. You ready to play rock, paper, scissors again? Because I've got the Mega Church for a clean sweep this weekend.
Yep.
Damn it, he got me on that one. Okay.
Let's fucking go. Pardon my French.
That's all right. Party Posse could pull one out. They're still mad that Norm got them things stuck in his face.
Should have been talking shit.
Shouldn't be talking shit. All right. It's your pick to pick, right?
They fuck around and found out. What?
It's your turn to pick, right? The match.
Yes.
Okay. Drew Hood versus Mr.
No.
Crummels.
No, because I said no. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is my turn.
Because I knew we were both going to pick the Mega Church. Yeah, it's your turn. Drew Hood or Mr. Crummels?
I'm going Crummels.
Okay, that's fine. I'll go with the newcomer, Drew.
Crummels needs this win.
And then my pick.
I wouldn't say needs this win, but it'll help.
The last match on the card, Bryson Teller versus Ashton Day. You already know who I'm picking.
Before we get into this, though, I do want to say I'm hoping to see Crummels hold some gold and make a championship wrestling this year by the end of 2023.
Okay, yeah, I could see that, sure. For sure. Every time we've seen Mr. Crummels, he's always had a great match. He's phenomenal.
Yeah. So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing that. I think it might happen. If so, good. Well deserved. All right, so let's get into it. It's your pick?
Yeah, you already know who I'm picking.
Ashton?
You damn right.
Let's go.
Scissors for 3, baby. Let's go. And still,
Daddy.
your mega heavyweight champion, Ashton motherfucking Day. All right, that's it for Mega. We'll move on and we'll go pick. We got 6 matches to pick for OCW Battle for the Crown. Now, the first match, which this pay-per-view is stacked, by the way. There's a lot going on, and I think there's a lot behind the scenes that we don't really know. We'll talk about the best match. I think that could go obviously the hardest. The My Year match, the new thing they got going on, where you have 4 people in different stages of their careers. Winner gets a title shot.
The 4th entrant was announced. And it's
has been announced. And it is a debut rookie.
A debut.
A debut. By the name of Jake Rose. So he will be making his OCW debut in the My Year match. The other competitors we've already named, but I'll go over. We got Ryan Michaels.
Your boy.
The man who I have seen do every match I've seen, he's put on a fucking show. Bryant Huff.
Yes.
Is nasty. And then obviously my boy, Guidance by Violence, Matthew Taylor, the guiding light. I don't know who to pick for this match. I don't know. Like this one's crazy because like I see the guiding light right there over your shoulder. I see him. But Brian Huff, man.
Right.
But then I think about it and like we're gonna talk about OCW a little bit more with our guests later, but not according to our picks. This could go any way. I did see Bryant Huff lose a match to Jake Ely that he almost won at the last show. I'm Matthew Taylor. I'm going with the guiding light. Guidance by violence.
I'm gonna go with Brian Huff.
Okay, perfect. I'm glad we didn't have to fight for that one. All right, now here's a match that I'm pretty sure we might battle for. We might not. The debuting OCW debut, making her OCW debut. Shauna Reed will be going 1-on-1 with Natalie May. I'm inclined to believe that Shauna's going to take this. That something in my gut just says it.
I feel
but then I got to thinking, what if last month's event with the kidnapping by Derek Dillinger snapped something in Natalie and she's a different person? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if it brought out a side of her that we've never seen before?
That's interesting.
Traumatic events cause things to happen in your body. You know what I'm saying?
This is my pick too. You're fucking me up.
It's part of the game plan.
Man. I'm gonna go with Natalie.
Ooh, okay. I'll take Shauna. That's fine. I'm really concerned, and I agree. I'm still on the same boat about this next match, that I feel like it should not be a solo, just a 1v1. It should have some sort of stipulation attached to it. I hope it gets attached sometime this week. But as of right now, we got a 1-versus-1 match. Derek Dillinger defending his Ohio Heritage Championship against Chuck the Truck Morris.
I agree. This should have some type of stipulation, whether it's no DQ, last man standing,
tables match, something. I don't know. See, like this is
tough, bro. This is tough. This is really tough.
Okay. Derek Dillinger. I don't know if I'm not confident in that pick. Like I'm not. I have no idea because this could go either way.
Let's rock, paper, scissors.
Okay. You got me.
Rock, baby.
That's fine. Again, I wasn't really confident in that pick. I mean, I do love Derek Dillinger, but did you see the promo?
Chuck can easily take this.
Did you see the promo that Chuck cut?
Yeah, I did.
Nasty.
It was.
So I can't.
Am I low key rooting for Chuck to get the title back and get revenge for what happened with Natalie?
A little bit.
You
have to be. He kidnapped his girlfriend.
You just don't do that.
That's just not something you do. That's like some Liam Neeson taking "I'm coming after you" type shit.
But then again, we're talking about Derek Dillinger,
and he's done it all. Did you see his picture? Let's go ahead. I'm going to shout him out though. Did you see his picture today on social media?
No.
The blue strap on the blue slide. He was at Blue Slide Park and he had the blue AIW title. Choice picture, sir. Choice picture.
Yeah.
It was good. All right. We got a 6-man tag team match here. The return of the Entourage to OCW. Brandon Fields and Warhorse versus the newly crowned tag team champions in another promotion. They just won their first titles. Let me tell you, I don't want to not shout them out like that. So let me find Jimmy's page. They won the titles last night at Buckeye Wrestling Alliance. Him and Robbie Starr won the tag team titles. And it's actually the first tag team titles that he said they've won. After 11 years of forming the winners, it was our first time winning tag team titles in any company. So congratulations to Jimmy Shane and Robbie Starr.
They've never held tag team gold.
Never held tag team titles as the winners.
That's blasphemy.
Buckeye Wrestling Alliance. They won the inaugural tag team.
Good for them.
I think it was a tournament. Yeah, I believe it was a tournament, and they won the inaugural tag team champions. So congratulations to Jimmy Shane and Robbie Starr. They will be teaming up with James
Shane,
the
come on
Baker
the pod,
Hickey.
my man.
Oh, he said he'd come on anytime. We just gotta let him know. Jimmy will come on. But they will be teaming up with James the Baker Hickey, who had his back turned on him in the last match from his brother. Blood brother turned his back on him to join Warhorse and the Entourage. I can't in good conscience pick against my favorite manager in OCW. You're a red drinker, so we already know what you're going to pick. I'm picking the Entourage.
Okay.
And you're going to take the winners.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Good luck, sir.
And then this match, I want to give a shout out to my boy because he's the man. He reached out and checked into me this weekend, so I appreciate him for that. I told him to go win these fucking tag team titles for me. DD Trash defending the tag team titles against the made man Gino DiCapo and the sure fucking bet Asher Knox. I got Gino DiCapo and Asher, and if you want to pick them too, we're just both gonna pick them. Because I'm not losing that.
How does that work?
No,
how does that work?
That's how it works. I don't want to pick DD Trash.
What? You're gonna have to.
Fuck you, come on. That's right, scissors for 4, bitch.
Should have known.
You should have just took Gino and Asher with me. All right. Now this is the one where we're not gonna have to play rock, paper, scissors. Because whoever you take, I will be more than happy to take the other one. This has been the biggest dilemma of a match that I've ever had to deal with as a fan and as a cameraman and as a fan of these guys as people and wrestlers. The Thunderbird Jake Ely versus Lord Thomas the Brute for the OCW Heavyweight Championship. I love you both. You get to pick. It's on you.
I'm going Lord Thomas the Brute.
I love you too, and I think that's who's gonna win. And I know that Paulie's
I want the Thunder era to.
I'm gonna steal Paulie's. Paulie said something to me about it the other day when I was talking to him, and I'm gonna steal his thunder a little bit on this. And it all depends on who wins this fatal 4-way, because that match will be before the heavyweight championship. But if my pick, the man who I picked, wins the fatal 4-way, hands down, your pick's gonna win the title. Because that sets them up to fight. And that would be perfect.
You're right.
But if anybody else besides Matthew Taylor wins this 4-way match, it's the heavyweight title match is up in the air again.
Yeah.
I don't see, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who could win. It could be Jake. It could be Tommy. But if Matthew Taylor wins the fatal 4-way match, I can only see Matthew Taylor fighting Tommy the Brute. So, I mean, I hope that's not the way it goes. Matthew Taylor could have to fight Jake Ely. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to win. This weekend's going to be hella exciting. Yeah, exactly. It could be fucking Brian Huff. It could be Jake Rose. We don't know this kid from nobody.
It could be Ryan Michaels.
I'm not. Hey, people been clamoring for Ryan Michaels and Jake Ely since we saw Ryan Michaels and Jake Ely. The one time when we were at Mogador outside and Jake Ely had, or not Jake Ely, but Ryan Michaels had that whole fucking fan section going for him. I thought Ryan Michaels was going harder after that title than he did, but maybe he got injured. I don't know, but I know he disappeared for a while, but he's back. Yeah. So this could be match of the night if we're being 100% honest. This fatal 4-way match, because it'll set the tone for 2023 and OCW wrestling.
OCW's already set us the tone for 2023 with a card like this.
Oh, yeah. And they've knocked out multiple. We got multiple pay-per-views already. They've announced everything's going down. Everything has been, OCW Battle for the Crown. Don't forget, it was sponsored by your boys.
Yeah. Go get some tickets. So, tickets are still available. You're not going to want to miss this one. And go buy tickets for Mega, too, if you're in the area. Do it. So we got that going on.
That's it for picks. Those are for the January picks. We will be making Royal Rumble picks next week. That will have Royal Rumble men and women's winners. We'll have most eliminations, like who will have the most eliminations, for both sides. So that's 4 points already right there, plus whatever other matches are announced. And then I'm sure if in between we think of some funky ass stipulation, we can throw that in there for an extra pick.
We'll make it work. But yeah, that's it. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to bring in our guest, and we're about to have some fun. We got a lot of talk about going on in the wrestling world, and things are going to get a little heated. I can feel that. It's going to be a good one.
I'm so excited.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with you guys momentarily with our guest. We are back, everybody, and we are welcoming a very special guest.
Oh, he's that way.
A familiar face.
Paul. Special guest. The Hammer is in the building.
Yo,
Hi,
Paul,
guys.
voice of OCW. How you doing, brother?
Doing good. Hey, does this mean that I am now the most frequent guest in the history of the Piledriver?
It does.
You certainly are.
You are the Piledriver's resident OCW representative for the most part.
I'm okay with that. That works.
I figured you would be. You like that. You are the face of OCW.
I'm the voice of OCW, if anything.
There you go. That
the
works.
The
voice of OCW. There you go. I like that. That's better.
The face of OCW right now is the OCW heavyweight champion, Thunderbird Jake Ely. Whether that maintains after this Saturday night at Battle for the Crown,
well, I just told Dean your little theory that you had with me, and it all depends, in my opinion, on who wins that fatal 4-way match.
I'm really eager for the fatal 4-way. It is one of those concept ideas where you could jump to the front of the line for the heavyweight championship on one night.
Absolutely.
Jake Rose. Like, who the hell is Jake Rose? And tomorrow he could be or on Sunday he could be your number one contender.
Anything
and by next month he could be your heavyweight champion of the world.
Exactly.
So, Paul, we made our picks before we brought you on for the show. I took Bryant Huff, and he took Matthew Taylor.
I love Bryant Huff. I think that 2023 is going to be a huge year for him.
I agree.
I had a chance to go back and watch the match because that just went up on OCW Flashpoint a couple weeks ago. And I saw things in that I didn't even realize were happening in real time as we were calling the match. And he's just so incredibly talented for such a young age.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's great.
It's kind of a shame that we put him and Ely together this soon, because I genuinely think in, say, 5 years, you're going to look at that match and go, wow, those two are so similar and yet so different.
Absolutely. And that was a really good match. And considering the name of the match itself,
My Year match,
I feel like that'd be great for Brian to do that. So that was my pick. But like we were discussing prior to you coming on too, any one of these four people could win this match easily.
This is my match of the night because anything can happen.
I said the same thing.
And you look at this roster of 4 talented stars. You talked about Jacob Rose. We know nothing about him. I genuinely haven't found anything about him. I don't know anything about him. I'm going to hopefully meet him at the show on Saturday just to kind of introduce myself. But beyond that, I'm going in green on this because I genuinely don't want to know much about him until he shows
till day of. Yeah. That's what I said. That's what I told Dean. I was like, I have no idea. I've never heard of Jake Rose. I don't know what's going on. I'm excited to see it. Every time the OCW's brought somebody new that I've never seen before, they put on a stellar show. So they wouldn't pick somebody that's crappy.
We got a couple Roses debuted for OCW Saturday.
Also, don't sleep on Ryan Michaels in this match. Remember, 2022 was becoming his year until he got sidelined.
Okay, see, I just said that to Dean. I was like, dude, at Mogador, Ryan Michaels had the people eating out of his hand. I was like, and then he got injured.
Mogador is a bit of a litmus test, you'll notice.
Yeah.
Because that crowd really, really took off for him. And when you get that kind of momentum behind you, it's hard to deny that. I want to see Bryant Huff in Mogador because I think that's going to be a hell of a test for him.
Yeah, to get that crowd over at Summerfest.
He did great at Polino Mania.
He did great at Polino Mania.
The crowd was all about that. Man, this could go either way.
It's going to be a fun match. I love multi-man matches because it's chaotic.
Yes.
Of course you do, because you don't have to run around the ring.
Now I want to ask
Okay.
you, Paul, do you think that Derek Dillinger versus Chuck Morris should have some type of stipulation, considering the events? No?
No.
Seriously? I do.
Here's the problem with putting a stipulation on that match. Both of those guys are stipulation-based wrestlers.
So you put them
with
in a
his-
one-on-one, and it's kind of takes them both out of their element.
It's not taking them both out of their element so much as proving who's the best. That's the whole point of what we do, right? It's supposed to be, I'm the best wrestler. I am better than you.
Paulie
And
has
I'm going to
no
do
way.
that with the rules.
He's coming in with all this logic and shit.
And he puts things in perspective so well. Like I
Now
didn't
my
think
next
about
my
that.
next question is to you, Paulie, about this match. Because you think it's supposed to be this one-on-one, who's the best wrestling match? Do we have a clean finish?
I don't think there will be a winner. I think what'll happen is Chuck's emotions will get the better of him.
And maybe he'll break
Because
the 10 count or break the 5 count or something like that and get himself disqualified.
Derek Dillinger is one of the best overall wrestlers, but he has an amazing mind in that ring.
Look, yep. He's about to mind game the shit out of Chuck.
But does
Remember
Kelly
what
get
he
involved?
did to Ron Mathis
Yeah.
this time last year. 1 year ago, we were preparing for a steel cage match, which hadn't happened in OCW in over
Awesome.
2 years.
It was awesome.
Dillinger takes people to places they don't want to be and either drowns them or forces them to overcome.
He's
I mean, we saw that firsthand when he kidnapped Chuck's woman.
could Natalie get involved in this match at some point?
Possibility. But
Okay.
also, you have Natalie May competing for the first time in, I think, 4 months.
Against Shauna
against
Reed.
Shauna Reed. I'm
And-
really excited for that one.
It's
and Mike
Jimmy
made a
Shane's
point here.
girlfriend.
What if
somewhere.
that? What if her getting kidnapped kind of snaps, makes something snap in her, and we see a different side of Natalie that we've never seen before?
I
We
think
don't
we
know.
saw a bit of that in the DBI Rumble when she went straight after. Derek Dillinger
And that's
in
what
that
I'm
match.
saying. Because, like, what if she comes out after this and this whole thing has just transformed her and she comes out and just, you know, I'm not going to say I don't know Shauna that well from what I've seen that Jimmy shared because Jimmy shares a lot of her stuff, but I've never really got to sit down and watch her matches. What if Natalie just comes out and beats the shit out of her? Like, we're like, holy crap, who is this Natalie May?
A different side of Natalie May would be very intriguing, but I'm not going to undercut somebody coming into our company to.
Oh, no, I'm not
themselves.
saying sleeping on Shauna, not 100%, dude, because I know that Jimmy wouldn't just share some random, not good female wrestler stuff. Jimmy, he shares it and everything I've seen. She looks great. I'm excited, like you said, with the Jake Rose. I'm excited to meet Shauna as a girl dad. You know, girls that do things for other girls is powerful for me.
I mean, our OCW broadcast is produced by the youngest producer in history, to my knowledge,
This is true.
and
She's ready to be back this weekend. She's excited.
I'll be wearing her socks.
Be wearing her socks.
I like it. You the guy who sucks.
Yeah, Zoe bought Polly socks for Christmas. She got them Darth Vader ones.
Nice.
They're pretty cool. I have like 35 pairs of socks from the holidays now, so it's kind of it's getting nuts. I think
Well,
I
that's
now,
because everybody
Post
knows
all
that's
of
what
them
to
on
buy
Instagram.
you.
I think at this point I have to wear 2 pairs of socks a day to work through all the pairs of socks that I have. It's getting
Well, they
it's
have a
getting bit
store.
much.
They have a store at Great Northern Mall. It's called like Socks for You or something like that.
No. I've
The
been in
whole
that.
store.
It's socks to be you. I
Yeah,
bought
socks
socks
to
there
be
because
you.
it's a pun.
You've been there?
Of course, I bought socks.
course
Of
I did.
course, I've been there.
How much money
In
did you
fact,
drop?
Yeah, would you drop 50?
I'm not at liberty to say, but what I will say is that shortly after I came to that store, they moved to a bigger location.
That means Paulie
So-
walked out with a bag and was like, "Fuck."
I'm concerned about how much I might have spent there.
Paulie probably walked in there like,
Yeah, he was in heaven.
They had some really cool ones the last time I was there. They actually had some Kevin Owens socks, John Cena, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I want to
What
say
about
Ultimate
KO?
Warrior, but I'm not sure about that one.
I would have bought some KO socks.
I almost bought some KO socks too. A little more expensive than I was looking to spend at the time because it was right around the holidays and holidays wiped us out. So trying to recover from that. Although talking about going to SmackDown in Detroit on Friday. So who knows?
So let's get into the big stuff, man.
Oh boy.
There's a lot to talk about.
I want to talk about Paulie's best friend. Let's talk about how he finagled his way back into the company. Let's talk about how Nick Khan is going to sell the company. Do you think the company's sold already, Paulie?
I think something happened. If you look at the timeline here, it's very suspect.
Very.
The fact that Vince McMahon has been gone for 8 months, and in that time he's suddenly gone, oh, now I'm back, and oh, now we're going to get rid of the CEO of the company, the co-CEO, my daughter Stephanie, is going to step down, and not only step down, but retire from professional wrestling altogether.
Yeah, she resigned. Yeah,
that's ridiculous. She's a lifer. She wanted the company from day one. So what happened there? You also
Vince,
talk about.
I think Vince is a greedy bastard. If we're being 100%, like,
oh,
he could have gave it to his kids, or bequeathed it to his kids, or did whatever, or even probably sold it to Stephanie McMahon. But it would only have been for a fraction of what the list name of companies that put on that. You know, I know that you've seen it too with Netflix and Amazon and Disney and all that other crap.
Tony Khan.
Yeah, Tony Khan.
Oh man.
AEWWE. But yeah, Stephanie wouldn't have been. I think they'd call it AEWWE if they did it like that. It would be AEWWE.
I think if they merged, they would
all
keep them
elite
separate.
World Wrestling Entertainment.
I think what would happen is you'd have WWE on one side, ROH in the middle, and AEW, and you'd have 3 different competing interests that would be run by different organizations, and they'd probably regionalize it a bit more. But that's a whole nother.
Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of work.
That's
the latest news was that he met with head of Disney and head of ESPN, Nick Khan. Met with them. I can't remember Bob Igor. I can't remember their names.
Bob Iger.
Bob Iger, yeah. I can't remember the head of ESPN's name, but that was the latest.
Could we get the Marvel Universe involved in WWE?
That's what's crazy.
They're already involved in AAA Lucha Libre. I don't know if you saw that or not. They have a Marvel crossover with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it's on Disney Plus.
Really?
They actually had an in-ring match.
Oh, really?
That was planned and
they have a show
that's one of their Triple Manias or something.
The Marvel Lucha Libre. It's on Disney Plus coming up.
Yep, they had a match to promote that because the tie-in was. It's weird.
You know what I found? You know what I found at Walmart today or the other day? Mountain Dew Pitch Black.
You're welcome.
We got a Pitch Black match at the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah.
My understanding is the only reason Pitch Black came back is because of that match. So
I agree, because it's a Halloween drink. It's not supposed to be out in January.
Did you get to watch the latest episode of SmackDown?
No, I did not. I was busy. I was busy Friday.
I was getting kind of worn out with this whole Bray thing.
I was preoccupied on Friday. Thank you very much.
That's true.
That's fair. That's a fair statement.
I was getting kind of worn out with the whole Bray thing because I feel like it's been dragging.
Agreed. And then he comes out and says, I did read, and he comes out and says that he's everybody. And like,
he's back in the rocking chair. He says he's the eater of worlds. I'm like, bro, what is going to happen here?
He's psychotic.
And I guess there was a QR code that went around and led to my fun house. I'm like,
yep.
Now I'm like reinvested. Like, what the fuck is going to happen here?
It's old hat to me. We've already seen this version of Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. We've already seen that. We've seen Rocking Chair Bray. We've seen all of these different entities. The only entity that he has shown us that we have not seen anything from is Uncle Howdy.
Which he said
perfectly honest, I don't care.
Of course you don't, but you didn't care about the Fiend or Eater of Worlds. You never liked Bray Wyatt, Paulie.
I think he's an average wrestler who can talk people into the building.
I agree.
Does not.
I agree with that.
Tell me,
he's a way better talker than he is a wrestler.
Tell me a good Bray Wyatt match that you go, oh yeah, I remember that. That's one of those.
I can tell you one, but it's not even a wrestling match.
There you go.
Firefly Funhouse is his best match with John Cena. Of course, he made John Cena join the NWO, and yeah,
and it's just a 30-minute promo.
Exactly. I'm not saying you're 100% right. Bray Wyatt has always been a way better talker than he has been a wrestler. It didn't shine through as much when the Wyatt family was around because Luke Harper was a good wrestler, and we just didn't know it because WWE shunned him or pushed him down.
isn't a wrestling company; they're a sports entertainment company. That's
Exactly.
the problem.
Yeah.
When they leave WWE and go to other entities that are pro wrestling based, that's when you see Adam Cole should be, by all accounts, the AEW World Champion right now.
But he got injured.
But he got injured.
Yeah.
But he's back.
He's the guy that you should be building that company around.
But he's
not
back, baby.
MJF.
He's back, baby.
And
he
I'm
let
happy
the
for
locker
him.
room know. He put them on notice.
I want to transition just a moment because you talked about Bray Wyatt, and I can't think of Bray Wyatt without thinking of Seth Rollins in the Hell in a Cell match. And just thinking about the fact that Seth Rollins has been in 2 Hell in a Cell matches that have pretty much should have just ended his career.
Well, that's because he's probably the greatest wrestler on the roster right now.
He should be the guy to take the title off of Roman if that's the case.
Look, you already know I'm okay with that. As much as I love the head of the table, Seth Rollins is the fucking GOAT living right now.
Do you have
Seth Rollins is a first ballot Hall of Famer, hands down, no questions asked.
Do you have a Royal Rumble prediction?
Who, me?
Paulie.
I think
Let me ask you this. Paulie. Hold on. Let me ask you this. I know you've seen the poster. I know you've heard the rumors. Does the most electrifying man in sports entertainment join the Royal Rumble?
No.
The Rock does not. Does he come back at all?
I don't think he's going to be available at all, and I don't think there's any need to bring him back.
Well, that's what I had read. The last thing I read, that his movie schedule, that's why they hadn't announced anything yet, because his movie schedule in April wouldn't line up with him being able to make WrestleMania.
Not even just that. He and his ex-wife just launched the XFL, which is going to launch on February 18th and runs every Saturday. So
I'm
he's
excited
gonna be
about
going
that too.
Head to head with WrestleMania.
Are you still rolling with the Vipers, Paulie?
Of course. Now I'm with Vegas Vipers now.
The Vegas Vipers. That was Paulie's team the first time the XFL came back around. He rocked with the Vipers.
Yeah, Tampa Bay Vipers
they were
back in the first one.
What's the San Antonio Brahma or the Bulls or something like that? It looks like the Brahma Bulls.
Yeah, the Brahmas.
The Brahmas. I think I have to roll with that.
See, it's the Brahmas, but like, what was it, Paulie? What was the team Cardale played for? The Commanders? Weren't they the Commanders or something like that?
The Commanders.
But they can't call them the Commanders no more.
Oh yeah.
A certain other entity owns that name.
Yeah, they can't call them that no more. So like, what are they now? I know there's another Washington. I'm about to look it up.
DC Defenders.
That might
Defenders.
Be it. That's it.
Yep.
I was say I'm going to look it up right now anyway, so I can spit them out.
Defenders.
The Seattle Sea Dragons.
Yeah, that's a good one. The St. Louis Battlehawks.
Which, by the way, they should have changed that one.
Yeah.
The Arlington Renegades. The Houston Roughnecks. The San Antonio Brahmas.
3 in Texas, by the way.
The DC Defenders. The Vegas Vipers. And the Orlando Guardians.
A lot of us should probably be Guardians fans for that particular reason.
I mean, I'm okay with that too.
That's a good point.
I'll take Orlando as my East Coast team and
Vegas
as my West Coast
Who are you
team.
going to root? Who did you say, Dean? You're going to root for the Brahmas?
Yeah, I just hate their colors.
I hate their colors too. Guess who their fucking coach is?
Who?
Hines Ward.
No, scratch that.
Scratch that team immediately.
Looks like I'm going with the Guardians.
Rod Woodson is actually the Hall of Fame cornerback, is head coach of the Vegas Vipers. Wade Phillips got his head coaching job back in Houston, and he's with the Houston Renegades.
Nice.
Terrell Buckley, I'm not sure who that is the head coach of Orlando. Jim Haslett is the coach of the Seattle Sea Dragons, and Anthony Becht is the coach of the St. Louis.
The Guardians.
And then Washington, D.C.'s coach is Reggie Barlow.
I will say the Orlando Guardians logo is pretty cool. So if you can get some Orlando Guardians gear and wear it to a Cleveland Guardians game,
I'm on the XFL shop right now.
But do you have a prediction?
They got like a green tiger, Paulie. It's like a green tiger.
It's guarding stuff, man. That's how it goes. Royal Rumble prediction. I think there's been a lot of discussion about a potential double winner in the men's Rumble match. So I wouldn't be shocked to see possibly Cody and Seth go out at the same time. I think if you're not expecting Cody Rhodes to be part of this Royal Rumble, you're stupid.
Oh, yeah, he's coming back for sure.
There's been a lot of people who are like, oh, he's not going to be ready in time. I'm like, they wouldn't be running vignettes for him if he wasn't going to be ready in time.
Right.
Well, I did just see this the other
He's
day.
got match of the year with Seth Rollins.
I did just see this the other day. It said that Cody Rhodes was working at the Performance Center as far back as early December and had handpicked Carmelo Hayes and Joe Gacy of NXT to help train him for his return.
Nice.
Which puts you on the fast track to the main roster if you're Carmelo Hayes and Joe Gacy.
Exactly.
Carmelo Hayes is going to be a star.
Carmelo Hayes is a fucking superstar already. Like he's, if anything, I agree with Freddie Prinze Jr. and everything he said in that last week's, thing, which he got roasted by MJF. But Carmelo Hayes is probably the only good thing in NXT, right?
Yeah, NXT's trash.
There have been some moments that I can point to and say we're pretty decent. I wish Booker T was off commentary. He's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me sad.
He's sitting there.
There are some good points. Like I was happy for Roxanne.
Instead of getting matches over.
I don't know.
The whole point of commentary is to put over the people who are doing the work in the ring. Your career is done. Shut up.
Agreed.
Don't care about your wrestling school. Don't care about your history with so-and-so back in your matches with John Cena in 2005. I don't care.
Nobody cares when you and Stone Cold fought in a grocery store.
Yeah, well, no, that one was funny. That I will pass on. I watch that once a year just for a good laugh.
It is a good laugh.
Anytime he goes, "Hey, Book, got milk?"
Yeah, that's a good one.
Good shit.
So what do you said? Who's your prediction to win, Paulie? I need a picker of the Royal Rumble. If you're gonna pick two, you're gonna pick two. I need two names.
I think it's gonna come down to Cody and Seth.
Okay, so you think they're both going to go out same time, and then they're going to get to fight Roman separately for the titles?
If we're going to split the belts, that's how you do it.
Okay, so if they're going to split the belts, you think that like Cody Rhodes gets a shot at WrestleMania and Seth Rollins gets a shot at Elimination Chamber?
I think the way you build this is you go, Seth starts the Rumble at number 2.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Iron Man, that shit.
Cody does not show up until 29.
Yeah, super late. I knew that.
I don't put him in at 30 because I'm not using the number 30 spot to get another winner because we've got too many winners from the number 30 spot now.
What's the most? Isn't the most one number 27 or 28?
It was, but now I think it's 30 again.
Really?
Who won it at 30?
Sure. Taker's won it from 30.
I'm about to Google it.
Cena's won it from 30.
Paulie knows all this shit off the top of his head.
I know there are a couple guys who just won it from 30, and I know one of the women won it from 30. I think it was Charlotte Flair. Now that I think, no, Ronda. Ronda won it from 30.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, so, not my girl though. My girl came in at the very beginning and won it. Bianca.
Dana Brooke should have won it.
And I love Becky
flips
Lynch
and shit.
Everybody knows my love of Becky Lynch. She should not be winning this Rumble match.
No.
The person who needs to win this Royal Rumble is Rhea Ripley.
Yes, 100%.
And she needs to come in at number 13.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, unlucky number 13.
She needs to come in at number 13, win it from there, and eliminate 12 competitors.
Wonder if anyone's won it at 13.
Get close to the record, but not break it or tie it.
John Cena, Undertaker.
So Paul, while
Triple H has won from 30. And Brock Lesnar won for 30.
That's why I forgot.
Your favorite.
Was that from the same Rumble? I think it was last year, 2022. They both won from 30.
No, Ronda Rousey won last year from 28.
Really?
Yeah, I got it right here. I got it Wikipedia pulled it in front of me. Brock Lesnar won at 30.
Who's won at 13?
Nobody's won at 13.
Men or women or no? You don't care.
Don't care.
Shinsuke won from 14.
Paulie said nobody.
Yeah, the closest would be Shin at 14 because we've had.
I'll trust Paulie over the Wikipedia.
Well, Charlotte won it from like 17 or 19. She was in the middle of the 2020.
17. 17.
Seth
Rollins, when Seth Rollins main event had his great WrestleMania moment, he won it from 10.
10? Wow.
In, what was that? 2019. 2019, Seth Rollins won from number 10. And then Drew McIntyre won from 16. And then Edge won from number 1.
He wasn't even supposed to be number 1, by the way, if you recall.
And then Brock won from 30.
Paulie, we're supposed to be getting a release or a reveal of WWE 2K23 at the Royal Rumble. Are you excited for this?
Honestly, not really.
They're supposed to be announcing a brand new game mode.
2K22 was such a bad game. It wasn't fun. It wasn't enjoyable. The controls were tedious. It was tough to pick up and play.
It was a
It's
lot
the
better.
first game that I've not
I
gone
never
back
even got to. I never even got to play it. So
It's been better since 2019.
It was clunky, and I don't know. Here's the problem with 2K22 for me. You had 2 years to work on this.
yeah, because they took a year off, right?
Yeah, and I'm
Because
not
they
saying
got
it had to be
roasted.
perfect, but it needed to be at least 90%. And this thing was just, it was an abject failure. Even their GM mode, you can't figure out what happens to make these things happen.
Yeah,
Like I was watching
I got bored with GMO quick.
I was watching Battle of the Brands with Xavier Woods and Tyler Breeze, and they're losing fans even though they've all got good popularity, they've got decent stamina, and they're running solid matches. And I'm looking at it going, okay, I don't understand how the hell that just happened. How are
Yeah.
you losing 20,000 fans a show when you're making $1 million?
Yeah, the same thing happened to me.
That doesn't compute.
I got bored
That's
with
like that's like that glitch in MLB The Show where the exit velocity for a Pete Alonso home run showed up at 352 miles an hour. They did the math on it. It would have gone 8,300 feet and would have only had to have been off the ground for 1 3/4 of a degree. Like he could have literally golfed that sucker and hit it from one side of the state to the other.
That's funny.
So what would make 2K23 better in your mind? What are you looking like? Are you even interested in it? Or are you gonna give it a shot?
I don't know. I
You're gonna
really
sit back
don't know
and
if
see?
I'm
He
going to
will.
try it.
He will.
You know
That's
what I would
Paulie
like to
loves
see?
the wrestling games.
I
Even
did,
if he
but
hates them, he'll try. No, even if he hates it, Dean, he'll fucking buy it so he can tell you that he hates it.
Are you gonna get AEW Fight Forever?
I'm genuinely interested in AEW Fight Forever. I think they've got an idea
Whenever-
of an. Well, they're not making a simulation-based game. They've
Right.
said that right off the rip. It's an arcade game, so that has pick up and play elements that should be fun. It's got a little bit of craziness, which should be entertaining. And they're doing intergender matches because I remember
Yeah.
one of the videos was Britt Baker versus John Moxley, and
I
she
like-
smashed him over the head with a steel chair. So
Yeah.
I have faith.
I mean, I
in-
agree with that. It's a video game. You know what I'm saying? Like you should. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to pick a girl to fight the guys.
And if you want to make 2K23 work, the formula is simple. Just remaster SmackDown Here Comes the Pain.
Bro,
That's the
Take
one with
another
Brock.
year-
That's the one with Brock Lesnar over the top of it.
Yep.
I
Take it.
feel like it's
Take
gonna
a
be
year
tricky
off.
because Chris Benoit's in that game.
Okay, you can take him
You're gonna
out.
have to polish some things and maybe remove some people. You probably got to get releases from those people to see if they're still cool to be with it and figure out.
No,
Or
I think
even if
Paulie
you
just
took
means.
out-
I think Paulie just means just take the roster from this game, and he wants the graphics and like that style of the game.
I'm
That'd be
saying remaster that game because that
Oh,
game
okay.
was awesome.
That's what I
is-
figured you meant.
Just
the
with
rest
like
of
a
that
just like a
roster-
current roster.
Even if you just take that roster and add in some of the new guys, that'd be fine too. That game had great pickup and play.
Oh,
It
hell yeah.
had complete ability to do whatever you wanted to do. Hell, you could fight in Times Square on the roof of a building, drop somebody with a stone cold stunner, and they go flying 17 stories off the building.
Man, they're
Games are
really
supposed to be fun, guys.
they're missing out on a lot of money by not doing that. Find a way to make it happen. They're gonna make a killing.
I can't stress that enough. Games are supposed to be fun. I don't know where we got to this point of I gotta grind in my game to have fun. No, I don't like grinding. I want to pick up a game after a hard day at work and just forget about life. For
I'm just
2
trying to
hours.
jump on some turtles and Goombas.
Bingo.
Keep it
Super
simple.
Tecmo Bowl. I'm trying to avoid Herschel Walker at all costs. Just no defense for that.
But another
So
thing I want
Go ahead.
I'm not trying to
Go ahead.
backtrack. I wanted to get this out before we move on and get too far deep into it. Back to the Vince thing. Did
Well,
you
that's
see
good.
Triple H
I had a
develop
Vince thing too.
a talent meeting just to kind of reassure that nothing's going to change as far as the creative side with Vince being back?
So
Was
here's
that
something
alarming to
fun.
you? Do you think that was necessary?
Oh, it was absolutely necessary because people know how Vince runs a company. And the way Vince runs this company is different from the way Hunter and Stephanie and Nick Khan were running this company. Because I don't understand how Vince even got back in. Because there should have been no way. There should be a
He
man
basically
for-
held the company hostage because he had the
Yes.
51% Class B stock.
But here's the thing. You could argue that he is not living up to his, what is it? His
Well, that's what the
financial-
dude in Delaware sued him for.
yeah, and that should be a thing. There should be more people covering that because that is important to this. This man needs to be in jail. He needs to
Agreed.
be locked up for the rest of his life, however long that is, and gone from the world because he is not a useful member of society.
Well, he's
Creative has
so
been
much.
Dude, I sat in Extreme Rules in 2021 with stomach pain just because I was going with my buddies. And he gave me a shit show with
was a
one
shit
Extreme
show.
Rules match.
That wasn't shit. I
Paulie
mean,
was
that-
dead.
I had a Paulie was dead ass in the back seat. We drove all the way to Columbus.
You were dead to the world, bro.
Uh-huh. I sucked it up just so I could make it for that show.
We had a great time at the bar beforehand, though. It was fantastic.
And then I get that shit
Second
show
time
after
you-
having
Great.
to convince everybody to go to Extreme Rules because at the very least, we're going to get extreme matches. This is going to be fun.
That
And
was
we
my
get
first
one.
pay-per-view, and it was ass.
I hate that was your first pay-per-view.
My first
Because-
pay-per-view was Survivor Series.
That pay-per-view basically I swore off WWE's product. I stopped watching.
Yeah,
that
Paulie
show.
was mad at it for
was-
a little bit.
If you're
But
But
gonna
Paulie was
sue-
also mad. Justin tells me all the time. Justin tells me all the time that Paulie was so pissed off when where was it? Philly, Paul? When Brock
Oh,
Lesnar came out and won the fucking title.
Look at the face.
Like Justin's like, Paulie hated the show so much. Like the whole time Paulie was bitching about the show. And then at the end of the fucking show, Brock Lesnar comes out and cashes in. Paulie was like, fuck this, I'm done.
Hey, you guys may laugh about that. I had a fight with him on the car ride back to the hotel.
Oh yeah, because he
Which
told you
was
he would
not
never
a
invite you to
short-
another wrestling again because all you did was complain the whole time.
That was not a short trip, by the way.
Oh man, that's great.
But I got to see the Liberty Bell the next day, so I call that a win.
Delivered. Did you get a cheesesteak?
I did get a cheesesteak.
Nice.
Was it delicious?
I'm gonna be honest here.
Is it overrated?
I've had better.
Where'd you go? Because I've heard there's multiple different
Well,
places.
yeah,
you can
we
go.
didn't have time to go sightseeing through Philadelphia, so I got it at the ballpark when we went to the
Oh,
first
okay.
one. It was good, but it wasn't like what I was anticipating.
Nah, you got to go to one of them like greasy places in the hood.
Yeah.
I'm excited
That-
because there's a place.
Slap.
that just
Paulie's too
opened up-
white for that though.
The food slaps at those places.
I'm just
Um,
excited that there's a Chicago Italian beef place that just opened up in Cleveland. So
I'm trying to go back to Chicago. I want to go to that
Still
one
need
place.
to go
though.
to Gargano's.
I was gonna say I still want to go to
Still.
Gargano's. And Paulie, isn't there one of them places where we went in Cleveland? But there's one in Chicago. The pizza place.
Giordano's, there's actually one in Akron, Canton area.
There you go.
I'm down for that too.
Yeah, that deep dish was solid.
I want me an authentic. I want to
I
try.
mean, my opinion might have been swayed because I met Sonya Deville.
You would have met Mandy Rose.
I would have
but
met
we've already
Mandy
told that
Rose
story.
too. Daryl.
Damn it, Daryl. Damn it, Daryl.
All right, let me jump. I want to get back into the Vince thing real quick. I just have one quick question for Paulie just to see if he has an answer. Who buys WWE? In your opinion. Like, who do you think it's, or do you, because earlier we said something, and I don't know if, I asked you if you thought it was sold yet. And I know they hired JP Morgan to do the sale, but I'm not familiar with the sale of a big company. I would assume it would take longer than 2 weeks.
Takes about 8 months.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall, who do you think ends up with WWE?
I think there is an agreement in place with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as of right now,
I'll stop watching.
and I think that Vince actively tried to sell the company while he was retired. If any of that is true, he is going to jail because that is a violation.
Like tampering or some shit like that.
Yeah, there's like a lot of SEC Securities and Exchange Commission stuff that could come out that could really sink him. And if he did any of them,
If anybody's gonna destroy my creation, it's gonna be me.
I
Well,
agree
like,
with that. I mean,
as of right now, at this very second that this is being recorded, Vincent Kennedy McMahon owes the WWE $19 million. If he doesn't pay that, he is in significant trouble because the SEC will come for him.
You're
If there's
going
one
to
thing
jail.
you don't screw around with, it's big corporations and their money. If it's not properly allocated and represented in a publicly traded company, you can be sued, and you can be sued hard.
Well, that's like the dude in Delaware who said that Vince McMahon was trying to, take over the company and sell it without his permission, and he was a stockholder, et cetera, et cetera. And I mean, I agree with what you said. More people should be doing that, because if I own stock in WWE, what's that mean for me? Like,
it means you're just along for the ride until
Yeah.
Vince McMahon dies.
I sold mine a while ago.
We're stuck.
yeah, I don't have any either.
Paulie,
You have
if you
WWE
were-
stock,
if you
Paulie?
were in front of Vince McMahon right now, and you could say whatever the hell you wanted to say, what would you say?
Retirement means stay gone, you old bastard.
Be gone. That's all you would say to him?
That's it. Swift kicking the nuts after that or something?
Look, I know we've all seen wrestling retirements. Terry Funk's retired so many times it's not even funny.
That
Mick
was my
Foley came back
favorite meme.
16 times.
That was my favorite meme when they said the man who wrote Vince McMahon's retirement speech, and they had Mark Henry.
You look at all these wrestling retirements and you're sitting here going, I really thought Vince was going to stay gone. I really hoped, because
I mean, I
didn't
really
think
did.
it was gonna
Right
happen this
now,
quick.
the creative has been fantastic.
I was going
on
to say,
the
yeah,
roster.
since he's been gone, the WWE has went up tenfold. It's been great.
We're basically living through the back half of the new generation where they had to establish new stars and you had to wait until you saw the fruits pay off.
Yeah.
You still had those guys like a Bret Hart coming up the ranks, but you still had Shawn Michaels, who was that guy who'd been with you from the beginning, basically through, what was it, 89, I think it was, because he was at WrestleMania 6, if I'm not mistaken, with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah,
You
the
had-
Rockers.
You had your legends that were your soon-to-be legends, guys like Taker, who were
Taker
always going to
and-
be there.
Yep.
And now you built up those new stars and made a new company with
If-
Diesel and all of
let-
that stuff.
Let me ask you a question. If you had to say, who is this generation's HBK?
Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
I knew the answer. I just wanted to hear you say it.
It has to be Seth. Seth
Goddamn.
Rollins'
Ugh,
character
love it.
should be dead.
I'm
Let's
only
be
like
honest.
3 shirts behind on the entire Seth Rollins shirt collection. I just want to throw that out there. Like, I'm missing like 3.
Really?
Yeah.
I know I've snagged you a couple.
Yeah.
Lay the cards
I
on the
have a
table here.
bunch.
Seth Rollins' career should have been over after the Fiend Hell in a Cell match ended in a no contest. Somehow he survives that, only to lose a one-armed man ass-kicking contest. He couldn't beat Cody Rhodes, whose arm was literally falling the hell off.
Well, we all knew that that match was designed for Cody Rhodes to win, but the only person that can put him over that
I
it
would
wouldn't
never
hurt.
expect to see what I seen when Cody took that robe off, though.
Oh yeah, he was
Nobody.
all
I was
kinds
like,
of
what
bruised
the
up, dude.
fuck? Why are you out here, bro?
But yeah, there was Seth Rollins, in my opinion. Who else Paulie could have gave Cody Rhodes that win without hurting themselves in the process?
There isn't anybody.
Exactly.
That's the problem. Seth Rollins has become
The GOAT.
almost bulletproof. The man's wearing ridiculously colored suits.
It makes
one
me
of which was
happy.
see-through.
It makes me happy to hear people like you say that, Paulie, because I hitched my wagon to Seth Rollins in fucking NXT. Like, I've been riding with that skunk-haired motherfucker for years.
You have. That is true.
I picked Seth Rollins 15 years ago when Dusty Rhodes handed him a title.
Can we
I
all agree
I said,
that
that's the
NXT
fucking
in
man
general-
right there.
Oh yeah, but that crop of NXT, what a class that has become.
Oh, yeah. Even Jinder Mahal, who's somehow made another little comeback.
Yeah.
They're all former WWE champions.
Don't hinder the
Jinder.
Jinder.
Big E, Seth, Roman, Ambrose,
I miss Big E, man.
Wyatt.
He'll be back. I still think Big E will come back in a managerial role.
I don't think Big E's going to come back in any capacity other
No?
than ambassador.
You think? I mean, you don't think he'll come back like a Jamie Noble type, maybe Fit Finley producer-esque?
Maybe, but I don't think he has that reason to do it.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, he's hilarious. He
He
can
is.
make $1 million on fucking cameos and Twitches and shit like that. I still got the cameo Big E sent me for my buddy Jay had me Big E sent me for my birthday a couple years ago. It was hilarious.
I
He's
think for Big E, he just wants to come back one more time for one final New Day match.
Yeah, or
Put a
maybe he
bow
don't
on
even
it.
get
And
tagged
just
in.
heavily
Yeah.
protect him. Just heavily protect him.
You
Yeah.
don't even have to tag him in except to hit the splash.
Yeah. Yeah, just let him do his thing. Hit the splash, get the pin. I won't say New Day's over, but it's not really the same without Big E because Kofi's fucking 50 years old almost.
He's not that old.
Paulie, the party.
But he did play Tekken 2, so,
Are you excited about the party?
What party?
Are they coming back? The party? Are they regrouping?
Oh, yeah, the party. They did 3 shows so far. It's been fun. I worry every day that Vince McMahon's going to ruin it somehow, because right now it's 2 contracted AEW superstars.
Yeah.
1 contracted WWE superstar who's the NXT Tag Team Champion right now.
No one knew what was really going on, like what was going to happen with Adam Cole. He's been out for a while. We didn't even think he was going to wrestle again.
There was a lot of discussion.
Shout out to AEW for keeping a hush-hush, because that was a hell of a surprise.
So that doesn't surprise me for AEW. This is a company that kept Brody Lee's condition a secret to the day he died.
Yeah.
That's true.
And real quick, speaking on AEW, Paulie, we didn't bring this up earlier, and I meant to bring it up, but I'm going to bring it up now. The Jacksonville Jaguars came back from a 27-0 down last night to come back and win and keep their playoff hopes alive. What do you think if the Jacksonville Jaguars win the Super Bowl and Vince McMahon has to send Tony Khan a heavyweight championship?
Well, it'll be Triple H sending it because he's the one who kind of spearheaded that campaign.
But still,
WWE will have to send the owner of AEW a championship.
So they're not obligated to do that.
Oh, so you just think if the Jaguars win, Triple H is like, fuck that shit. Skip.
Pretty much.
How much of a power move would it be that next week on Dynamite after that happened, Khan comes out and talks with it over his shoulder? That'd be wild. That'd be such a power move.
Like congratulations to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
But it goes back to that whole my enemy doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That has been a big prevalent thing in the McMahon era of sports entertainment, and I imagine that's how both sides are going to play that if it happens. I don't think it will. Jacksonville's a solid team, but Trevor Lawrence looked absolutely god awful in that first half.
And then in the second half, he looked absolutely godlike.
But if you try
hair
to do
blowing in the wind,
Super
like
Bowl,
sunshine from Remember the Titans.
And then he goes to Waffle House after. So
damn right.
Man of the people.
He's a Southern boy.
I guess that dude's never lost on Saturdays.
Never lost on a Saturday, dude, all the way back to high school.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
It's a shame we don't have the Super Bowl on Saturdays.
That's true.
Paulie, do you watch any New Japan?
I have not watched any, but I have been keeping up with the developments with Mercedes Mone.
Of course you have.
And the IWGP Women's Heavyweight Championship. I think it's funny that she wanted to go to Japan and wrestle and work, and that her first title match is going to be in the United States in Battle of at the Valley.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's
it was more. I think it was more of a money grab for her. It was more of a get my name out there rather than a chance to better myself.
She looked dumb.
She looked dumb.
Did the Bam Bam Bigelow hair with the?
She botched the promo.
She also hasn't been doing it for a year, so
that's not my fault.
I don't think she botched that move. I think that was more on Kyrie.
We talked about this last week, and I agree with you. I think it was a little bit of both, though. I'm not going to put it all on Sasha as much as I would like to. I was a little bit of both. It could be because Kyrie Sane's like 5'1". You know what I'm saying? And
that's true.
You know, it could be a little mismatch. I'm not going to put it all on Sasha. But as the professional, she should have, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'd want out of my professionals. But that's neither here nor there. We'll put it on both of them, sure.
With regards to Mercedes, I don't think it's a cash grab. She has expressed an interest in working in Japan and working the Bushy Road style her entire career, even before she got to NXT. So this is not something that she's just like, I'm going to get all this money
I don't feel like Japan has the women motif as much as the men.
Okay, but
you know what I'm saying? Like Cody went there, got to fight Okada.
Mm-hmm.
Like who's Mercedes gonna fight? Who's the biggest name Japan has, like in women's wrestling?
a lot of them are coming over here and working AEW. So
Well, I know that. I've seen that a couple times too on AEW, but let's like what I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to downplay their women's division, but they don't have like an Okada.
I'll
You know
give
what I'm
you
saying? They don't have a Jay
100%.
White. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing. I get it,
I feel like
expanding her horizons and like, but in my opinion, as much as I hate Sasha Banks, and it's going to pain me to say this, inserting her into the New Japan Women's division, of course she should win the fucking title right away.
Well, she's definitely going to. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, and
But
then
here's the thing.
but there's who against who? Kairi Sane, the fucking pirate chick.
Hey, don't hate on her. She got a
Different
nasty
person.
elbow drop.
She's got a nasty elbow drop. She's a great wrestler. I'm not downplaying her ability. I don't really like the
Kyrie in
gimmick. I didn't
Japan
like it
is
in
different.
NXT, but that's the best wrestler they got. I don't know any other Japanese females that wrestle when they come out or wrestle against her. When she fought Wrestle Kingdom, whoever Kairi Sane fought, can't remember her name. I immediately was like, I hope Kairi wins. She looks better than her. She's doing better than her. I know she's got this nasty ass elbow off top. Like,
It's clean.
I don't know who else to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
I could totally, I think people expected her to pop up at AEW.
Oh, everybody did. And that,
Yeah. And I didn't see that
hit them in
happening.
that.
And
That
then
hit
she
them in the-
didn't. It was Tony Storm.
who was announced the week before to avoid this very catastrophe. With regards to Mercedes, I think a lot of it is, what more is there for her to do? She's a multiple time WWE women's, and that is a real thing because at the time it was still the WWE Women's Championship before it became the Raw Championship. She's won the Raw, the SmackDown, and the Women's Tag Team Championships. NXT Women's Champion, competed in the first ever Iron Man match.
Iron Man ladder match
in both NXT and on the main roster.
The main event of WrestleMania, didn't she?
I look at Mercedes Mone in the same way I look at Snoop Dogg. They have completed the main story and they just decided to go back through and do all the optional quests. And this is one of those optional quests for her.
That's
And
true.
more
I mean,
power to
I
her.
can get behind that. As the gamer nerd behind me, I can totally respect that logic right there. Is that you completed the main, you just 100% of the story right away, didn't do any side quests. Sure. I can get behind that because you're right. She has nothing else to prove.
But I feel like this could also elevate her more.
Well, that's what Paulie said, and I've given you kudos 2 or 3 times. It's January 2023, and I'll tell you right now, in January 2024, Sasha Banks will be named the best female wrestler on the planet.
I'm going to disagree with that statement.
You said it. I'm just agreeing with stuff you said 3 or 4 weeks ago. You told me.
I'm not. I've had to retract that because as much as I respect Mercedes, I don't think she's going to wrestle enough to make
get
that.
it. Okay, that's fine.
I think if you're talking about Women's Wrestler of the Year in 2023, I think the name that's going to be on everybody's lips is going to be Jamie Hayter.
Okay.
And I love that. I'm so glad that she's the AEW Women's Champion right now.
When Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter split off here in probably July and set up that program for All Out, it's
got to be at All Out. It's got to be at All Out.
I would start it on a Rampage. And knowing Tony Khan's seeing his booking style, he's already probably thinking ahead. Like, we started the Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker stuff on the very first episode of Rampage. So when we start the process to end it, it has to be on a Rampage, probably the anniversary episode of Rampage in August.
That's a good idea. Now, who do you take, though? Does Britt take the belt off Jamie, or does Jamie beat Britt?
Jamie needs it more than Britt.
Oh, absolutely.
Britt Baker is over to a degree that I don't think anybody expected.
Britt Baker's the only thing from Pittsburgh that I like.
But also just knowing, I can also see Tony Khan putting the belt back on Britt around the same time that Adam Cole takes the belt off MJF.
And then you also have to consider Jade Cargo.
I was gonna say, didn't Adam Cole and Britt both won the Owen thing too, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
and we got
so they kind of already got rid of that. They already got that.
Yeah, they had that moment.
Okay, I forgot about that.
Fair enough. They even got title belts for that.
Yeah, those belts were super cool.
I hope they bring them back for the next this year's tournament.
I think they should. I wish there was a way you could have the previous winner defended against the current winner.
Almost like you could make that the tournament final, Adam Cole and Britt Baker have already advanced to Double or Nothing. They will defend their tournament championship against the winner of the tournament.
That's fair. I like
I've
that.
always loved the idea of a tournament champion, like the King of the Ring winner, should always have a chance to defend it at the very end.
I agree
You have to
100%.
beat the king in order to become the king.
I agree 100%. I think that's cool. If they can way to make that work, I think that'd be huge.
The problem is, by that point,
It's kind of tough though.
you're already using King of the Ring was always designed to be that springboard to get to the next level. So like Stone Cold Steve Austin should not be defending the King of the Ring in 1997 against Triple H.
Agreed.
And that's the problem where you run into that issue.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't remember who won the King of the Ring in 2005. I think it was Booker T, but good fucking luck going up against Brock Lesnar.
Especially 2000, that young Brock Lesnar.
That was young Brock Lesnar who was just preparing for MMA against King Booker.
King Booker.
Yeah. That would be a slaughter of epic proportions.
I didn't like King Booker.
I love King Booker.
Really?
Because it was so stupid and corny.
Yeah, Paulie loves King Booker and fucking Queen Charmel.
Look, I am always one to say that wrestling should be taken seriously when you're in the ring. But let's be honest here. My favorite wrestler right now in OCW is a goddamn mime.
Paulie loves Jean Paul.
He's so good.
He's fantastic. I want to do, like, here's the thing. I want to have an interview segment with Jean Paul, because that'll be ridiculously stupid. And I want him to be guest commentator for a match, because that will also be ridiculously stupid. And we can have a ton of fun with it. Like, have Jean Paul do commentary for a Kenny Cash match, and he's just standing over there
doing hand signals and shit.
Yes.
That would be hilarious.
And I'm essentially translating to the audience, and we can have fun with that. Because that's what this is supposed to be. Wrestling's supposed to be fun.
We got to make that happen this year.
That would be nice.
We're making it happen.
All right. It's time to get into the top 5 for the week. Paulie, you are going to compete, or you are going to interact with us on this and give us your top 5 for this as well.
Cool.
I came up for this, and I know that we've done something similar to this, but I'm going to change it a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to do top 5 wrestlers.
Okay.
But we're not going to do your top 5 favorite wrestlers. I mean, they might be, but these are top 5 wrestlers that you would like to meet, like at a Comic-Con or something like that.
Okay.
Because it might not be the same as your favorite wrestler, because obviously I can't meet the Ultimate Warrior.
Right.
So they have to be living.
Of course, you got to meet him at Comic-Con.
Okay.
We're not digging them up, Paul.
We could.
And I assume that we're going to have at least one in our list that we're all going to have. He's a legend. He was the solo Hall of Famer. We all know who I'm talking about. He's going to be in my list somewhere. He's the Dead Man. That's the only one that's allowed of a multiple. We can all have the Undertaker in our list if you would like to meet the Undertaker. But other than that, if I pick something, Paulie and Dean, you guys can't pick him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? All right. So, Paulie, being a guest, you can get to go first, sir. Number 1 wrestler who you would like to meet. Or personality. It don't have to be like, you can fucking put Michael Cole on there if you want to. I know that's your hero.
I'm torn between 2, and I know if I don't take the one, you'll take the other. But I know if I take the other, somebody else is going to take the one. So probably. I will put Xavier Woods as my number 1. I want to just shake his hand and say, congratulations. That dude has put in the work.
I did not expect that to be in his number 1 pick. That's a good one, Paul.
I like that.
You look at everything he's done, from Consequences Creed and TNA all the way to now. He launched a YouTube channel, tied WWE to the gaming industry, was a host on G4 that relaunched because he helped launch the campaign to relaunch the thing.
Yeah.
And won Wheel of Fortune with a lot of money going to charity. I think it was over $100,000. Every dream that he's had, he has manifested, and it's amazing.
I should have seen that coming, actually.
Dean, number 1.
Are we just agreeing to take Undertaker off the board? Like he's just
yeah.
Okay.
Like you don't have to use one of your picks on Undertaker, because I can't speak for you guys personally, but he's definitely on my list.
I'm gonna have to
shake his hand.
Yeah, I'd love to shake his hand.
This may be a bit of a stretch, but I might have to go with Randy Orton.
Okay.
For sure.
I have a I'm basing mine based on father time here. I would like to meet Kevin Nash. I would love to meet one half of the Outsiders before he passes away as well, because they were my favorite tag team growing up. NWO for life, Click, Too Sweet. Like, yeah, Kevin Nash.
Okay. Let's go.
Normally, this would be the point where I would say Kevin Owens, but I've already met him, so
I
he
did
doesn't
too.
count. So I'm going to take my other one, which I'm surprised survived. I would like to meet Cleveland's own Johnny Gargano.
Nice. I thought you were going to take Punk.
Dude,
I technically already
Gargano-
met. I got to make him. He signed my belt. and
Hey,
helped.
guess what? I already met him too.
Gargano at a Cleveland Browns game sounds like a lot of fun.
It was
Gargano at an AIW show.
him, Candace, and Indy were there, and they all signed it and held my belt, and it was awesome.
Your belt
Yep,
became iconic to Cleveland Browns history
No, dude,
for,
it's
this
awesome.
entire season. It's
It's
ridiculous.
awesome.
It's
I love
awesome, but
it.
All right,
I
being
saw
number
that
two.
trend more than the Browns did.
My number 2, I want to drink a beer with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Ah, I knew he wouldn't make it past 2.
Yeah, I knew he was coming. I thought Dean was going to pick him one for real. All right, and then obviously number 2, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep it Too Sweet. The GOAT, Mr. WrestleMania, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
I
Yep, that's my childhood right there.
That's a good one.
This is a good one.
I kind of want to go with something a little bit off the beaten path here. So I'll take the first woman off the board, which would be Becky Lynch. I'd love
Makes
to pick
sense.
her brain on what it was like
Makes
to main event
sense.
WrestleMania.
Paulie loves the man.
I love the
She's
man.
the reason
I don't
that
like
we've
big time
had this
Becks.
renaissance. You
I don't
know,
like-
I was with you on that at first, but as I started to watch how she was portraying big time Becks, I was like, okay, cool. You're just having fun with it. You're just fucking around. Have fun, Beck.
All right.
My third pick.
Just so you know, Dean, before you select, let me just let you know that I'm also going to pick a female at number 3. So
I'm
if you
gonna pick a female too.
Okay. I was going to say, so if you have one, just go ahead and pick her now.
This is going to be a good pick. I can feel it.
Jade Cargill.
Okay.
That's a good one. Now,
Yeah.
my pick, she's not wrestling anymore. She's a little bit older. She's not Kevin Nash old. And this might not be a popular pick. No, it's not Sunny. She'd try to suck my dick. I'm cute.
Sorry about his language, sir.
Sorry. I apologize.
I thought we could
Sonny's.
say fuck one time.
Sorry, fans.
Anyways, scratch that. Forget about her. You brought her up. Anyways, my pick probably won't be popular because she wasn't really popular amongst a lot of people, but she was always one of my favorites. She's a superstar in the ring, and she's a superstar on reality TV. I would love to meet the Bella Twins.
Wait, you get both Bella Twins in that?
I mean, I assume at a Comic-Con they would both be there, but if I had to choose, I'm picking Nikki.
Okay, that's fair.
Wow. Okay. That was quick that you switched up on that too.
He was quick with it too.
Well, I mean, I like Nikki Bella better. John Cena fumbled that one hard.
He did.
All she wanted was a ring, bro. All you had to do was give it to her.
Oh God.
But
Yeah,
whatever. If it had,
All right,
I would.
all right.
I love the Bella Twins. I've always loved Twin Magic. I've always loved their little whole thing they had going on. So again, we're at Comic-Con. But if anybody else wants to pick Brie Bella, feel free.
We're on the 4th of 5 picks here.
You get an honorable mention too.
Yeah,
Oh,
in
cool.
between
Okay.
4 and 5, you get an honorable mention that almost made the list but didn't.
Okay. So then I would probably take John Moxley.
Damn it.
Lunatic Fringe.
Damn you, Paul.
I've always respected him going back to his days as Ambrose in NXT, There are a number of my friends who always said that he was the guy that was going to break out from the Shield. And for a while there, it looked like that was going to be the case.
That's a good one. I'm going to go with Bray Wyatt.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. As soon as you took Dean Ambrose, I knew Dean was going to take Bray Wyatt because that's where I was going to go to.
It's tough.
That is tough.
It's really tough towards the end.
I have one, and I'm not sure I'm going to take him right here. He's only one of the only people to ever enter the Royal Rumble multiple times in the same match. I would love to shake the man who flew off the Hell in a Cell, Mick Foley, Mankind, Dude Love, Cactus Jack, whatever you want to call him. Santa Claus. He likes to be Santa Claus these days. Mick Foley.
If he was there, my next round, that was mine.
Mrs. Foley's baby boy.
This is the time where I get to say I've actually met Mick Foley. I have a picture with him. It is one of the coolest things. I went to one of his comedy shows. He's awesome.
In Cleveland when he came?
Yep, at the Improv.
Yep.
This would have been back in 2012, though. So if you get a chance, if he comes back to town, I'm down to go watch it again. Because
that's the same for Ziggler as well. Ziggler does comedy these days a lot. When he come back to Cleveland, I'd love to go see Dolph Ziggler do comedy.
Oh, absolutely.
All right,
Paulie. Honorable mention, and then you get a number 5.
All right. So I'm going to tie these together and make it a nice little bow. Honorable mention, Michael Cole.
Okay.
I know who number 5 is already.
Brock Lesnar.
Nope. He wears a cowboy hat. He wears a cowboy hat, doesn't he, Paulie?
It has to be Jim Ross. That man is the soundtrack to our childhoods.
Yep.
And because of him, I had a pretty freaking awesome childhood. So
that's a good one.
By God, I have to find a way to meet Jim Ross.
He's
the reason I do this. He's the reason I even got interested in commentary in the first place. It wasn't because Vince McMahon is saying, "Oh, what a ride for Shawn Michaels." Who the fuck cares? It was because Jim Ross actually cared about what was going on in the ring. He cared that Stone Cold Steve Austin was about to open up a can of whoop ass because the glass had just shattered.
Stomped a mud hole and walked it dry.
He cared that The Undertaker was about to sacrifice Stephanie McMahon to the higher power, all that bullshit. But he also cared that John Cena was an up-and-coming superstar who was going to make a name for himself, especially when he got drafted to Raw in 2005 after doing all his stuff on SmackDown. If not for Jim Ross's commentary, John Cena doesn't get there. And that's the bottom line.
There.
Because the Hammer said so.
Boom.
Honorable mention to number 5, Sam's.
My honorable mention, I think I'm going to have to go with Ron Simmons on this one.
Damn.
Nice. Damn. Good pick.
I would love to shake hands and just talk with him a little bit. For obvious reasons.
Florida State football?
Cleveland Browns?
Cleveland Browns football.
Yeah, because he's a former Seminole.
Yep.
That doesn't matter to us.
He played
briefly in the College Football Hall of Fame.
He played for the Cleveland Browns, and he's a professional wrestler. Great pick, dude.
And then my number 5 would probably have to be Sting.
I'm gonna pick Major.
I'm gonna have to go with Sting. I've always loved Sting, even before like he had the white face and looked like the Crow.
Oh yeah, you talk about Surfer Boy Sting?
Yeah,
I love Surfer Boy Sting too.
Sol Ruca from NXT has a lot of that Surfer Sting vibe, and I really think she's going to be a breakout star this year.
But no, I totally agree with you. The Crow Sting, Wolfpack Sting, AEW Sting. Sting is iconic, dude.
It's Sting.
Did you see them remaking The Crow?
Are they?
Yeah. It's in
a slippery slope.
Production. That's a real thing.
Somebody crazy is The Crow. So like it's a great cast in my opinion for The Crow.
Yes, I Bill something, but he's got like
Bill Skarsgård.
There you go.
Bill Skarsgård, the dude that played Pennywise.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. So my honorable mention, I'm also going to take Paulie's I'm going to steal a little bit of Paulie's feng shui. I'm going to tie mine up and do a little bow too. My honorable mention, the recently resigned COO, Stephanie McMahon Helmsley. I would love to meet Steph.
Okay.
I had a super crush on Steph when she was when I was a young kid, obviously.
She was little. I was like, whoa.
I mean, we were both little. I mean, she was a little bit older than me, but shit.
That was the best.
I'm gonna guess that crush developed right around the time that she turned her back on Vince and started wearing,
Exactly, and got a big old
provocative
boob job, and yeah, I was a teenage boy. What do you expect? And then my number 5th pick, we're gonna take my other pick number 1 and pick number 2, and we're just gonna wrap it into a nice tight little ball. Her husband, Triple H.
You didn't say Seth Rollins at all, did you?
No,
No,
I did not.
He doesn't want to meet Seth for some reason.
It's weird.
I have all my people, besides one of them, I think, were older. I said while they're still living.
Yeah.
Mind these, Kevin Nash, and no rush to you, big guy. But you know what I'm saying? He's got a better chance to go tomorrow than Seth Rollins does.
I almost said Dana Brooke instead of Jade Cargill.
I almost said Dana Brooke as well, but we totally could meet her anytime.
Yes. Oh, so that's it. That was our top
That's still
5.
a thing, right, guys? That's
Still, it's
still a
always-
Damn right, flips and shit still a thing.
Forever.
I thought we trademarked that at the other.
No, we used to run ropes, and we did flips and shit. That's how we say it around here.
Yes, we ran some ropes.
Oh God.
We ran some
So-
ropes and did some flips and shit.
I know you guys are going to wrap this up, but you guys are going to be split off for Saturday because
Yes, sir.
one is going to be covering in Mega Championship Wrestling. They have a really awesome show coming up, and the other's coming to OCW with
Mike's
me.
going to OCW.
I'm coming with you. Me and Zoe are coming with you, and Dean's going Mega.
Dean, have fun at Mega. I know they've got a 4:30 bell time.
Yeah.
Ashton Day looks awesome as the Mega Champion, and I think he's going to put up a hell of a fight against Bryson Teller. Did I get that
Yeah.
right?
Yes, you did. They've been training together for 5 since they basically started this journey together.
So they look like they're going to tear the house down, and there's a lot of solid matches on that card that are going to be fun. I think wrestling in general on January 21st is going to be awesome for anybody who's live and in attendance.
Oh yeah, Northeast Ohio's popping. There's also an AIW show for our other local Cleveland fans. Go to AIW, go to OCW, go to Mega, pick a show on Saturday, and go support local wrestling.
Yep.
Hell yes.
Support your
Because
local.
you're no matter what ticket you decide to purchase, you're going to get your money's worth, and you're going to have a fantastic.
100%.
AIW's in Kent, Ohio, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. I'm not 100% sure on that. You
Very
can check out. Yeah.
If you want more information, check out Wrestling Cheers. Still,
I was gonna say, yeah, check him out. Wrestling Cheers. Our buddy Justin, he covers AIW for the Cleveland area. So we just know they have a banging ass show on Saturday too. Everybody's got good, like I said, you can't miss on Saturday with Northeast Ohio Wrestling.
nope.
Shout out to Believeland Media, all of our sponsors. We appreciate everything you guys do. Shout out to the Hammer over there. Thank you for joining us, sir.
It's always a pleasure to have you on, my man.
Hey, I'm always usually available on Sundays, and I got a
That's good to know.
vacation coming up, so I'm excited about that.
Well,
All right.
you'll-
Well, we'll definitely have you back in a couple weeks then. I know that I'm telling you right now because I locked it in with him yesterday. We're watching the Royal Rumble at Lil Jay's house.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
Tell him to
that's
make the buffalo dip.
as long as he makes the buffalo dip.
if not, I will.
Are you coming to the party then too?
Yeah, Dean will be there.
Hell yeah. We should
Brianna
do
can
like
come too if
a
she wants.
Rumble
Uno party.
bet thing.
Uno
definitely
party. Oh, y'all don't want this to work.
Okay, first off, we're definitely playing Uno now. That's definitely happening.
Y'all
And
don't want
number
this to
two-
work.
We should all put in $5.
Oh, now he's trying to gamble. We got sports gambling to do these days in Ohio,
know.
Paulie.
So I know
You're trying to do a Royal Rumble pool?
Justin will definitely do it. That man will bet on just about anything. He bet on soccer the other day.
So did
He's
I.
addicted.
Are you trying to do a Royal Rumble pool? Is that what's going on here, Paul?
Random number generator. You get the same
Love it.
number for both Rumbles. Simple as that.
I like
We could
that.
do-
I'm
Okay,
down.
so what if nobody's pick wins?
then everybody gets their money back.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm about it.
But then we have 4 shots.
So
Each
really,
Rumble-
it's $10 because it's $5 per Rumble.
And
Okay.
if we have more people, we can get more money in the pot. And all of this is legal now, thanks to
Damn right.
Mr. DeWine. So I don't feel uncomfortable telling you about any of this.
Yeah, let's
stuff.
do this. I'm about
Bring
it.
out the chips. We about to start gambling on Uno.
You
Uno
don't
gets-
want none of that smoke.
Uno gets intense with us.
I will hit you with a draw 4 wild so hard that you'll be looking at me going,
And,
I think you've done
and
this
you
to me
and
and
you
my
know from
family.
experience that we'll double it and send it back around the board to your ass. All
Why
right,
you keep
don't mess
two
with us.
in the chamber. You don't keep one in the chamber. You keep two in the chamber so that you
Always
got
keep two
more
in the
to
chamber.
fire back.
That's right. All right, Paulie. Thanks again for joining us, man. We appreciate it. Like I said,
That
everybody
sounded
check
like
out
a-
your local wrestling. Check out Believe Land Media. Everything
Go
local Cleveland
subscribe to our
sports.
YouTube channel for Believe in Media.
Absolutely.
Do it. Go to OCW, follow them, go to Mega. Just do it.
On every social, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram.
I
They're
didn't
all
know
over the place.
OCW even had an Instagram.
Yep. So I am the best in the world for my man, the big dog and the hammer. Everybody have a great night.
Go
See?
Cavs.
Go.